Profesi dan Pengamanan Polri Propam examined 7 Brimob officers over the fatal armored vehicle incident in Pejompongan. The session was streamed on Propam's official Instagram and drew huge public attention. One officer appeared with a bandage on his face. President Prabowo Subianto called for calm and trust in government after protests and turned violence, and an ojol driver, Avan Kurniawan, died under a Brimob armored vehicle. He promised full support to the victim's family and a transparent investigation. Bupati Pati Sudewo was examined as a witness by KPK for around 6.5 hours in the DJKA Railway project probe related to the Solo Balapan cluster. Investigators asked about project knowledge and alleged money flows. Good evening and welcome to SIP TV. Coming up next, we've prepared more compelling story for you in tonight's edition of SIP News Highlight, August 29, 2025. I'm Nur Jasni. Stay with us only on SIP News Highlight. On Friday, August 29, Propam Polri, the police's internal affairs unit, questioned 7 Brimob members linked to the death of online ojek driver Avan Kurniawan, who was run over by a tactical armored vehicle in central Jakarta on Thursday night. Propam aired the interrogation live on Instagram, showing the officer in a green detained uniforms.
The examination followed a deadly clash near Pejompongan, Central Jakarta on the night of August 28, when a Brimob tactical vehicle reportedly ran over an online motorcycle taxi driver identified as Avan Kurniawan. Videos of the incident spread widely, prompting swift internal checks and public calls for accountability. Propam Instagram Live on August 29 showed 7 Brimob officers seated in 2 rows in a formal interview room. 5 sat in front, 2 were behind. One officer in the back wore a visible face bandage, which became a focal point for viewers commenting during the stream. Kadif Propam Polri Inspector General Abdul Karim previously said investigators have secured 7 personnel who were in the same vehicle at the time of the fatal run-over. He listed their identifiers as Kompol C, Aipda M, Bribka R, Bribtu D, Bribda M, Baraka Y, and Baraka D. Propam is still verifying who actually drove the armor unit when Avan was hit. National police leaders have also addressed the case. President Prabowo expressed condolences and ordered a transparent probe, while the National Police Chief conveyed an apology to the victim's family amid broader demonstration in Jakarta on August 28 to 29. These responses heighten expectation for an impartial, evidence-based process and timely disciplinary and criminal steps if violations are proven. The internal questioning will feed into a parallel criminal investigation to determine individual roles, chains of commands, and compliance with Polri use of force rules. The public will now watch whether the identified officers face suspensions, charge, or other sanctions as the facts are established. From Jakarta, the SIP TV News team for SIP News Update.
As of 7 p.m., WIB Propam had not announced disciplinary outcomes. Investigators are mapping each officer's role, including the drivers, vehicle commander, and any supervisor on scene. The next signal include official forensic reconstructions, dashcam, CCTV analysis, and public updates on charges. Civilians' oversight from Kompolnas and potential external officers are also expected in the coming days. We move to the main news New Watch. The Nasdem Party confirmed a reshuffle in House Commission on Friday, August 29. Ahmad Saroni moved forward Deputy Chair of Commission 3, Law to Member of Commission 1, Foreign Affairs, Defense Intelligence. The change followed a function leadership meeting and was formalized by Nasdem letter addressed to DPR leaders.
Nasdem Secretary General Hermawi F. Taslim confirmed the reassignment on Friday, aligning it with internal deliberation and a formal faction letter sent the same day. The letter lists personal changes across commissions, including the Commission 3 slot, previously held by Ahmad Sahroni. With Sahroni's move, Commission's 3 Nasdem seat for Deputy Chair go to Legislator Rudy Mase Mapasesu. The incoming assignment placed Sahroni in Commission 1, which oversees foreign policy, defense, and intelligence, far from the law and justice arena where he previously served as a leadership figure. The decision arrives amid public debate surrounding Sahroni's recent remarks about calls to dissolve the DPR. His comments, tagging such proponents as Orang Tolol, drew backlash, trended on social media, and sparked pointed responses from activists and influencers. He later posted a graphic that further ignited discussion about public criticism and legislative accountability. In Jakarta's current climate, after a fatal protest-linked incident and continuing rallies, parliamentary tone and responsiveness are under scrutiny. Nasdem's internal rebalancing signals a repositioning of its figures across strategic commissions, while leaving open whether further adjustment or formal party guidance on public communication will follow. From Jakarta, the SIP TV News team for SIP News Update.
House administrative staff will include reading the letter in DPR forums and updating official rosters. Commission and now adds Sahroni to its membership. Commission 3 adjusts leadership composition with Rusdi Masih. Watch for more update committee scheduled briefing from both figures on their news status and any party causes statements contextualizing the reshuffle. We will be back with more exciting news. Stay tuned. Viewers, you're still with me, Nur Jasni, on SIP News Highlight. For those of you who are new to the show, you can also follow tonight's entire news series live on the official SIP TV YouTube channel on Friday, August 29. President Prabowo asks Indonesians to remain calm and trust state processes, addressing unrest in Jakarta and the death of Afan Kurniawan. He voiced shock and sadness and said the government would support the family while ensuring a transparent legal review of the incident.
Prabowo's statement followed two major protests, dates August 25 and August 28, that ended in clashes in the capital. He said the administration would record public complaints and follow up with concrete steps, emphasizing that excessive force by any officers must be investigated. I am shocked and disappointed, he said of the action that led to Afan's death. The president also expressed condolences and promised attention to the family's welfare. He asked security institutions to complete an open and accountable process. The National Police Chief publicly apologized to the family, while the government oversight bodies, including Kompolnas, signaled plans to monitor the investigation for compliance with procedure and human rights standards. Key next steps include confirming the driver of the armored vehicle, reviewing on-scene command decision, and testing evidence from the videos and CCTV. Findings will feed both internal discipline and criminal accountability as required by law. Public communication on timelines remains critical to restore trust after the widely circulated footage. From Jakarta, the SIP TV News team for SIP News Update.
The policy message set a tone for calm while promising action. The Police Attorney General's office and oversight bodies will face pressure to present variable facts. Watch for official reconstruction, identify suspect, and charging decision with days. Civil society groups are likely to demand independent observation of the probe. On Friday, August 29, KPK questioned Party Regent Sudewo at the agency Jakarta HQ regarding alleged corruption in project under the Transportation Ministry, Rail Directorate, DJKA. The session starting around 9:42 a.m. WIB and ending at about 4:29 p.m. covered project detail and large fund movements.
The questioning centers on the multi-region DZKA probe, which previously led to arrests and indictments involving rails works including the Solo Balapan Kadipiro Kaliyoso double track. In court proceedings in 2023, prosecutors displayed photos of cash allegedly linked to various actors. Sudewo's name appeared in the case narratives from that period, which he denied. After the August 29 session, KPK spokesperson said investigators pressed what the witness knew about planning, procurement, and contractors in the Central Java segment, plus any knowledge of suspected flows. Sudewo told reporters he answered honestly, reiterating that previously discussed funds were his lawful income when he served in DPR. Detailed determination remained pending. The DZKA case has widened since an April 2023 OTT with additional suspects named over time. KPK continues to map alleged collusions in tender processes and payment approvals. Whether today's testimony shifts the status of any individual will hinge on corroborating documents, banking traces, and consistency across witnesses. From Jakarta, the SIP TV News team from SIP News Update.
KPK will cross-check statements with prior case files and financial analysis, indicators to watch, any summonses for procurement official consultants or contractor tied to the Solo Balapan cluster, seizures of electronic records, and progress toward naming additional suspects or filing new indictments. Next news viewers. Following Bares Krim's August 28 examination, former West Java Governor Ridwan Kamil said they faced about 12 questions, most on DNA results. He stressed that police lab analysis showed no genetic match between him and J.R. and asked that his defamation report move forward according to procedure.
The case began with influencer Lisa Mariana claims that CA was the child of Ridwan Kamil. Investigators obtained DNA sample on August 7 and completed lab work by August 12. On August 20, officials announced that CA's DNA matches Lisa's as mother but is non-identical with Ridwan Kamil's, meaning he is not the biological father. Speaking to media on August 28, Ridwan Kamil said the DNA result scientifically refuted the allegation and brought personal relief. He reiterated respect for police procedure, and asked that the law take its course. Bareskip earlier explained the result publicly through its cybercrime subdirectorate and Pusdokes Polri representatives. Lisa Mariana and Counsel have questioned the result and floated the idea of the second test abroad. Polri responded that the first examination followed scientific standards. The case remains under investigation for alleged defamation, with possible civil elements continuing in parallel at the Bandung District Court. From Jakarta, the SIP TV News team for SIP News Update.
Watch for legal filings and any court orders on evidence or follow-up testing. Signals include Bareskrim's schedulings of further witness examination, expert testimony and laboratory protocols, and coordination between criminal and civil tracks. Any decision to authorize a second DNA test will likely turn on legal threshold and chain of custody rules. Viewers, after this break, we will be back with more exciting news. Stay tuned. Thank you viewers for staying with us on SIP News Highlight. For those of you who have just joined, you can also follow tonight's full news coverage live on SIP TV's official YouTube channel. We continue with news from Cirebon's diaspora chief, Iwe, was suspended on Thursday, August 28, after being named a suspect in alleged corruption during the Secretariat Building Project 2016 until 2018. Kejari Cirebon said 6 people are suspects, spanning official and private sector roles, as audits and technical checks show deviations from the contract.
City officials said suspension is automatic under ASN rules once an official becomes a corruption suspect, pending a final court verdict. Kejari investigators, after examining dozens of witnesses and documents, alleged irregularities in progress and reporting and compliance with the project's bills of quantities and specs. Prosecutors identified 6 suspects: EW, then a commitment-making official; PH or PPTK; BR, former public works head; HM, team leader at PT Bina Karya; AS, branch head at PT Bina Karya; and FR, director at PT Reformas Pentasurya. Authorities estimate losses around 26.5 billion rupees, with 788 million rupees seized to date. And the case draws on earlier inspections, including physical checks and financial reviews that prefigures elevated loss estimates. Prosecutors indicated potential charge under Article 2 and 3 of the anti-corruption law, with maximum penalties up to 20 years imprisonment when combined with aggravating provisions. From Cirebon, the SIP TV News team from SIP News Update.
Next steps include access tracing beyond initial seizure and coordination with audit bodies for definitive loss numbers. Hearing schedules and decision motion will signal how quickly the case moves to trial. Civil recovery action could follow if courts confirm losses and personal or corporate enrichment. And the next news viewers. On August 26 until 29, social media focused on Salsa Erwina's open challenge to legislator Ahmad Soroni. The move responded to his controversial "Orang Tolol" framing of critics calling for DPR's dissolution. Her posts revived debates over public service tone and perks.
Salsa Erwina, best known for the Jadi Dewasa 101 podcast, has positioned her channel around life skills, expectation, and personal finance topics, building a young audience at home and abroad. Profiles note she studied international relations at Universitas Gadjah Mada and now works in Denmark with recent roles associated to the energy company Vestas. These biographical points appear in multiple write-ups citing her LinkedIn. In her August post, Salsa called for a transparent, professionally judged public debate with Sahroni on DPR allowances. The lawmaker signaled he would not engage, adding self-depreciating lines on Instagram stories. The exchange nonetheless amplified public frustration over representation and accountability. Coverage of Salsa's track record varies by outlet. Some highlight international debate experience and campus awards. We attribute those claims to the outlets reporting them and note they are based on her public profiles. The core, verified facts remind her podcast work, UGM background, the Denmark base, and the direct challenge to the named legislator. From Jakarta, the SIP TV News team for SIP News Update.
If a debate proceeds in any format, expect civil society groups to push for transparent rules and independent moderators. Without it, the issue likely shift to party communication, discipline, and border reform discussion. A signal to watch Commission reshuffle, DPR ethnic messaging, and sustain youth-led scrutiny of policies. SIP News TV viewers, that concludes all the information we've presented for tonight's edition of SIP News Highlight. Thank you for staying with us. We will continue to bring you the latest and the most reliable updates every day. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and activate your YouTube notification so you won't miss any of our upcoming news. I'm Nurjasni, along with the entire news team, signing off for tonight. See you in the next edition of SIP News Highlight.